my favorite names for a group of animals. They don't mind birds too much because a lot of species of birds will actually help keep them clean by pecking at them and eating the dead skin off their bodies. Kind of feels like a massage to the hippos, so they let the birds hang around. Those big gray and white birds are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the color their feathers turn during their mating season. Another hippo underwater there on the left. And some crocodiles up here on the left, so make sure you do stay seated as we cross this old-looking bridge. Don't want anyone swimming with crocodiles today. The Nile crocodile can grow up to 20 feet long. They only eat once a week, and they can eat up to a third of their body weight in one feeding. Sometimes you'll see them resting with their mouths open, which may look like a display of aggression to us, but actually it's their way of regulating their body temperature, kind of like a dog. Easiest way to tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is to look at the shape of their snout. Crocodiles have a more narrow and pointed snout, like a V shape, while alligators, theirs is more rounded or U-shaped. Crocodiles are also a little bit bigger in size overall, and when their mouths are closed, you can actually see more teeth showing on a crocodile than you can an alligator. Though personally, I don't think that I would want to get close enough to either to really see their teeth, but that's just my opinion. Now we're heading down into the savannah. The savannah is home to millions of migrating animals every year, and some of the more famous African animals call the savannah home all year round, like this giraffe that I see off to the right here. There's a baby giraffe back there on the right-hand side. It's a female, she's about 2 months old. Those are Maasai giraffes. The Maasai giraffe has that rough, uneven pattern on its coat. They are the tallest animals in the world. They can grow up to 20 feet tall. Baby giraffes are usually born at around 6 feet tall, and they learn how to walk within the first hour of their life. I'll swing back around, get a closer look at them. There's a small gazelle-looking animal off to the right there. That's called a springbok, one of the smallest antelopes. They only get up to about 3 feet tall. They're the national animal of South Africa, and they can leap 6 feet in the air repeatedly when they're scared. It's called bronking. Some African wild dogs off to the left there. They're rolling around, playing. They're also called painted dogs because of their beautiful colors. They are some of the most successful hunters here on the savannah because they'll work as a pack to chase their prey down until it drops from exhaustion. And they will never leave a pack member behind. They are pretty cute and they are dogs, but I wouldn't recommend them as a pet. Some more springbok here on the left-hand side. And some sable antelopes back there on the left, the larger dark brown antelopes. They're the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, so you might have seen one on our logo. Their curved horns are excellent self-defense, especially if anything's attacking from behind. The big red towers on the sides of the road are home to some of the smallest animals on the savannah, termites. Termite mounds are made out of a mixture of mud, animal dung, and termite saliva. In the hot savanna sun, they can get as hard as concrete, so larger animals like elephants and giraffes like using them as scratching posts. When they're all scratched down, smaller animals like the antelopes will stand on top of them to look out for any predators that could be hiding in the tall grass. See some white-bearded wildebeest walking into the woods up here off to the right. Those are also called the gnu, spelled G-N-U, after the new sound that they make. Wildebeest are very social animals. They travel in large herds. Up to 1.5 million will travel across the savannah every year. They can go up to 1,000 miles in search of food, about 5 days without any water. Giraffe hiding in the trees here on the left. If you thought a baby giraffe learning to walk within an hour after birth was impressive, only takes the wildebeest 5 minutes. Another giraffe hiding in the trees here. If I can get to where you can kind of see him. All giraffes have a prehensile tongue, which means they can grab things with their tongue. Their tongue can get up to 18 inches long. It's usually a dark blue or purple color. That helps protect it from getting sunburned when they're eating leaves off the tops of the trees. They're very similar to cows. They have 4 stomachs like cows do. They chew their cud like cows, which helps with digestion. They'll eat for about 16 hours a day, but they only sleep for around 30 minutes a day. They'll take 5-minute power naps throughout the day that add up to the full 30, and they do sleep standing up. Oh, one hiding under those trees. Giraffes also give birth standing up, so baby giraffes do have a bit of a rude awakening into the world. A group of giraffes is called a tower. It's pretty fitting. It's another one of my favorite names for a group of animals. Looks like we're heading off into elephant territory here. Let's see if we can find some elephants.
Welcome guys, you're watching the Voice of Nick live stream, so make sure you call out animal names when you see them, post some hearts. I'm going to leave it to this lady to talk to you. Join along on the jungle safari.
And this is Monkey Point here on the left. Might find some mandrills over there. Let's see. Oh, yep, there's a couple of mandrills right under the trees here off to the left. Moving around. Mandrills are the largest monkeys in the world. The males can weigh up to 100 pounds, while the females usually top about 30. They both have bright blue and red facial markings. They get brighter when they get excited. Their faces do look very similar to Rafiki from The Lion King, but he's not really a mandrill per se. I'd say he's like a mandrill baboon hybrid or something.
Don't forget to hit that follow button, baby.
Oh, there's the elephant. Looks to be a male African elephant. Male elephants are usually very solitary. They tend to break away from the herd at around age 13 to 14. That's when they reach maturity. They can start to become aggressive and territorial towards the other members of the herd at that age, so they are oftentimes kicked out. Usually they go off to do their own thing, but sometimes they will join groups of other male elephants called bachelor groups. Seen a group of female elephants down this way in the reserve before, so we'll go see if they're still hanging around. Although we do have to cross over another old bridge. But I don't see any crocodiles underneath it, so we should be okay. Whoa, hang on! Okay, I don't know what that was all about, so let's get out of here before that bridge really breaks. Sorry about that, everyone. Whew, okay. Well, we're driving through some red clay pits here, and I do see some footprints and tusk marks in that wall on the right. Oh, some on the left there, too. Oh, there we go. I see elephants up ahead here. Elephants like to eat that red clay to get nutrients out of it that they may not have in their regular diet. It's kind of like when we eat vitamins. Elephants are matriarchal, which means everything that happens in the herd is decided on by the females. They spend their time in groups and watch over the babies. All the males, like I said, usually leave the herd, get kicked out, or join bachelor groups. Both male and female African elephants do develop tusks. The African elephant is the largest. The adults can weigh anywhere from 8,000 to 15,000 pounds. Easiest way to tell the difference between an African and an Asian elephant is to look at the size and shape of their ears. African elephants' ears are much bigger, and if you look closely, they're actually shaped a lot like the continent of Africa. So it's almost nature's way of helping you figure out which one is which. You'll often see them fanning their ears, which is one way that they do cool down. They have blood vessels right behind their ears, so when they fan their ears, it does cool off their bloodstream. By fanning its ears, an elephant can cool its body temperature down by about 15 degrees. Looks like they're hiding behind the baobab tree there. There's some greater flamingos here on the left. They are the largest, but the lightest pink of all flamingos. They get their color from their diet. They eat a lot of brine shrimp, which are high in beta-carotene. That's what turns their feathers pink. It does take about 2 years for a flamingo to get its full pink color, though. Group of flamingos is called a flamboyant. It's another one of my favorite names for a group of animals. Go off to this other side of the savannah, see what animals we can find over here. Oh, I do see some zebras. One right by the road here. These are Grant's or Plains zebras. They are black with white stripes. Easy way to tell is by looking at their nose. Oh, some rhinos too. The Grant zebras have that black skin on their nose, but every zebra's stripes are unique. No two patterns are the same, and all zebras have a kick strong enough to break the jaw of an attacking lion. The white rhino can get up to about 5,000 pounds. Its name is actually a mistranslation of an Afrikaans word, which is weit. That means wide, not white, because they have a wide, flat mouth that they use to graze on low shrubs and grasses. All rhinos are herbivores, so they only eat plants, but if they feel threatened, they can charge at up to 35 miles an hour. Despite their size and their speed, they actually have terrible eyesight. They can only see about 10 feet in front of their face, but they have an excellent sense of hearing. There's a little less than 20,000 white rhinos left in the world due to poaching, so they're not quite as critically endangered as the black rhino, but they are still on the endangered species list. I think I see a cheetah up here on the left. Oh, yep, laying down back there. There's two of them. There's one off to the right here, kind of curled up. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals. They can get between 60 to 70 miles an hour. But they are sprinters, so they can only go fast for short distances. They are the only cats with non-retractable claws, which means they can't pull their claws back up into their paws like other cats can. They're one of the only large cats that don't roar like tigers and lions do. They make a meowing sound and a purring sound, but no roar. But speaking of lions, there is a male lion right by this little tree bush thing, taking a nap. Lions are nocturnal, so they are usually more active at night. They can sleep for about 18 to 20 hours a day. What a life. When they wake up at night, the females go out and do all the hunting, while the males stay home and watch over the pride. Typical pride of lions does consist of one alpha male and multiple females. During the day, their eyesight's about as good as ours, but at night it gets around 6 times better, so they are excellent night hunters. The pads on their paws and their long, sharp claws give them excellent traction when they're running, jumping, climbing, and hunting. Let's see if there's any female lions around here. Oh, yep, there's one right by the tree there. Kind of looks like a rock from this angle, but she's right in front of this group of, or I should say in between the trees there. Also napping. They've had a long, hard day of being lions. There's some burrows here on the left. Look like they've been dug up by warthogs. Oh, yep, they're right behind the tree there, up on the hill on the left. Kind of look like fuzzy rocks. Warthogs are a burrowing animal. They'll spend most of their time underground where it's nice and cool. They're very territorial though. They usually back up into their burrows with their tusks pointed outwards, just in case any predators come by and try to hurt them. More white rhinos there, and some ostrich eggs under that tree off to the right. Don't see any ostriches around though. Maybe they're off looking for food or something. They don't have to sit on their eggs all the time for them to incubate and hatch. It takes about 40 days for them to do so. So maybe those will hatch soon. Who knows? An ostrich egg can weigh up to 3 pounds without the baby inside. And an adult human can stand on top of an ostrich egg without cracking the shell. They are very tough. We're heading into Magadi Glen, which is a similar environment to the forest that we started out in. Lots of reclusive animals. Have to keep our eyes out. Do see some black and white birds off to the right there. Those are yellow-billed storks. They're carnivorous birds. They do eat meat. Usually whatever they can find, like snakes, frogs, fish, insects, and sometimes even smaller birds. They usually follow hippos and crocodiles into the water, as the larger animals tend to stir up things that might have been trying to hide in the mud that they like to eat. Now, unfortunately for us, it does look like we're starting to head back towards the warden's post again. So I guess that this is the end of our safari. But I had fun. Hope that you all had fun too. Alright. And don't forget, no two safaris are ever the same. The animals definitely make sure of that. So you folks are always more than welcome to come back and join us on another safari today, or whenever you can come back to see us again, to see what other animals you can find that you may not have seen on this go-round. I do recommend coming back around sunset because that's usually when the nocturnal animals like the lions do start getting a little bit more active and sometimes even vocal. So if you get lucky, you may get to hear them roar. If the weather's clear enough, a lion's roar can be heard up to about 5 miles away. But here in Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye because that's just too sad and final. So instead we say Kwaherini, which means go well. I hope that you all go well into your next adventure today, wherever it may take you. And hopefully we'll see you right back here on the safaris again real soon. Kwaherini, everyone. Go well, go wild out there, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Alicia's saying, I want to see more kitties, or Kiki Lioness rather. Thanks guys for joining on that. That was the Jungle Safari in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Thanks for being a part of it. I guess we'll call it a show after that. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. If you don't know it, I play video games live 3 times a day. I don't talk over story or cutscenes, but I do request no gameplay or story spoilers. None of that counts this week because I'm on vacation, but I will be still doing 3 streams per day, so make sure you join along for that stuff, guys. If you want to be a part of the shows, don't forget to hit that follow button. You can see right above you. Hit that follow heart. You will be a part of the future vacation streams from Disney, Universal, all sorts of Q&As, all sorts of live readings. Keep an eye out for that stuff, guys. Make sure you join the Meatball Marauders by doing that. So hit that follow button. You'll see more stuff. I'm going to say that we set a follower goal of 10 this week, and I believe that we are currently still at 0. So break that ground. Hit that follow button for the first follow of the week. Thank you to everybody who joined. We got, Frost made it to LA, nice. Kiki wants to see more kitties. I believe somebody, Stitching says they want to steal your shirt, Daniela.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for joining. We're gonna raid somebody at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. But that's gonna do it. So if you want to support the stream, if you like the shows that I do, you want to help out with that and also get a bunch of cool stuff, then consider subscribing. We got the Voice of Nick emote, legendary status in the chat and Discord, 200 meatballs, higher chance to win in the heist mini games, and ad-free streams. Thanks everybody who does subscribe. If you don't feel comfortable subscribing, but you do want to sort of contribute to the stream, then consider cheering, which will get you a shout out on any show that you cheer on. You can also make it onto the cheer leaderboards, especially this week when they have reset. So consider cheering as well if you're interested. Thank you to everybody who was a part of the show. This was something I wasn't sure whether or not I'd be able to do, but it seems like it worked out pretty well. Didn't have any internet loss, so that's great. Vincing, how was Harry Potter? I'd love to do a Harry Potter recap thing when I get home, as well as a Disney Animal Kingdom recap, so stay tuned for both of those guys. And of course, I'm going to be going to Harry Potter again. I have a second day at Universal, so maybe we'll do some more streams of that stuff. But let's raid somebody at the end of the show here. So I'm going to try and find somebody to raid. Don't forget to stick around, guys, because the way that it works raiding on mobile is I have to switch apps. And when I switch apps, the stream will cut out. But don't worry, it'll be right back in about 30 seconds with the person that we're raiding. So we're going to join along for that. Thank you, everybody who is a part of today's show. It really, this was fun. This was a really cool thing to do. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy it. We got to see a lot of animals. And yeah, let's raid somebody. So stick around about 30 seconds once the stream cuts out. Hang tight.